Hey you guys, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Peyton if you guys are new here, and today I'm going to be talking about my pregnancy with my second baby girl named Charlie. And I'm going to be talking about this pregnancy just because it was like a literal emotional roller coaster, I feel like, just from the very jump of things. So that is what I'm going to be talking with you guys about today. So if you're interested in hearing my pregnancy story with her, just keep watching. But basically, at my 8-week appointment, they went over with me and talked about a test called the Harmony test that they could do at, I think it was 10 weeks. I believe it was 10 weeks that they drew the blood and could tell me. The biggest reason why I wanted to do the Harmony test was because it could tell the gender of the baby. And of course, just like everyone else, I was so anxious and we wanted to have a gender reveal party. And so the main reason that I wanted to do the Harmony test was because I wanted to know the gender. It wasn't really about any of the other things that the test tested for. So we were really excited about being able to know the gender so early, and you know, like every couple, we were just super excited to be pregnant and welcome a new little one into our family. So we were just all over the moon, and I got the Harmony test done at 10 weeks. I believe I was 10 weeks along when I got that test done, and about a week and a half later I was called by the doctor with abnormal results, and the doctor told me that the test came back that Charlie had a certain percentage, I believe it was 14% chance that she had Turner syndrome. And so Wes and I were both of course I was just like, had the biggest pit in my stomach, and I was like, I couldn't even really understand what the doctor was telling me because I was just like so freaked out. And it just like, we were supposed to have a gender reveal party, and so she didn't even want to tell me exactly what the name of it was called because it would have like ruined the gender reveal surprise. But I was just so anxious, I had to know. So I was like, well, we're probably not even gonna have a gender reveal party anymore, and if we do have one, it will just be for our parents. So she told me that it was Turner syndrome, and I had never even heard of Turner syndrome before, but Turner syndrome is something that only girls get. So basically with Turner syndrome, it's where where a female is only born with one X chromosome instead of two. And anyway, fast forward a little bit, after Wes and I had talked a little bit and we were like, okay, it was only a 14% chance, we were like, okay, like that, you know, 14% chance is like nowhere even near close to like her having anything, but we were still just like really freaked out. And anyways, a couple hours later, Wes and I ended up calming down and sitting down to call my doctor back just to talk to her a little bit more, and she pretty much told us that 14% chance was like really high for my age group category. And I mean, she basically like we were still scared to death. I mean, she wasn't trying to scare us, but it was just the reality of the situation, I guess, is it was very serious. We ended up going to meet with a genetic counselor like 3 days after I found out this news. And this appointment with the genetic counselor just really sent me over the edge, and I honestly it was probably one of the darkest times in my life because the genetic counselor, I just felt like she was very heartless to our situation, and she pretty much told me like, yeah, there's a I think there's only a 1% chance of girls with Turner syndrome to make it. It was like 99.9% chance that I was gonna miscarry, or 99.1 or something. I don't know, it was like crazy high. And also when I sat down, she was like, oh yeah, they messed up the numbers and it's not 14%, it's actually 41% chance that she has Turner syndrome. And you know, that's really high, and you just really need to make up your mind about what you're gonna do. And me, Wes, and my mom just kind of looked at each other like, what we're gonna do. Like, we were having this baby no matter what, and even if that meant that I was gonna miscarry her. And the other thing with Turner syndrome is you can carry for 30 weeks and miscarry. You can carry, like, you could carry up to 38 weeks and miscarry or have it. It was just, y'all, when I tell you that this was like one of the darkest times of my life, it was seriously like I was like living in a nightmare, and I was just like going through the days like with just a rock on me, on top of me. Like, it felt like there was just a cloud of darkness over me, and no matter how much I prayed or, you know, just talked to Wes, it was like nothing I did gave me like a sense of relief. And as a mom, as a pregnant mom, I still had Bentley to take care of, you know. It was just a really, really dark time. And also at my genetic appointment, which we met with a genetic counselor at the maternal fetal specialist, and I was seeing them once a week along with my other prenatal appointments. So they told me that I had two options to figure out if she like definitely had Turner syndrome, and that was to get a CVS or an amnio. And they could have done the CVS right then, which is like where they actually go in utero to take fluid, and then the amnio is when they just go through your stomach. But I had to wait until I was 15 weeks to get the amniocentesis done, but the amniocentesis had a lower risk rate, and so we ended up going with the amnio just because it had a lower risk rate. But we wanted to be prepared for Charlie and have all of the doctors that we needed for her if that was the case, because there's also characteristics that can show up on ultrasound if your baby has Turner syndrome, but sometimes the characteristics don't show up and they can still have it. And we would have needed to have a team of like cardiologists, and she most likely would have had to go right into surgery. She was definitely going to have to go to the NICU if she did have Turner. So for Wes and I, the amniocentesis was just the best option for us because we wanted to be prepared for her. So that's what we decided to go with. So then of course I'm like 12 weeks at this point, and I have to wait until, I didn't even get to get the amnio until 16 weeks because that was when it could be done. Like the place was just like really full. I don't that's like a whole other story. But anyways, I got the amnio done at 16 weeks, and it was honestly just, I was scared to death because I just knew the risk factors, and I couldn't stop like Googling and just trying to figure out like what was going on. And yes, the amnio was terrifying, but everything went well. So the day of the amnio, I went in and they did an ultrasound, and then the doctor came in, and then the ultrasound lady did the ultrasound again when the doctor came in, and I guess they were looking for a spot. And the doctor was like, yep, we have a perfect spot. Like, there's no need for you to like be worried at all. Like, there's a good pocket, I guess there was. I don't really know all of the terminology details, but like that gave me like a little sense of relief. And my mom was with me. Wes could not get off work for this, so that was a whole other story. So anyways, I got he just found the spot, and the needle was like this long. I was scared. So it literally did not take that long, but I couldn't move, and I just closed my eyes and just tried to breathe. It didn't hurt at all. I had a lot of soreness afterwards, which really freaked me out because I just felt like crampy, and you know, you don't want to feel like that when you're pregnant. So that was really the only thing that happened afterwards. That was weird, but everything from there on out went fine. And I actually got a call, I think it was like 3 or 4 days later with my test results, because I had went in on like a Friday, and so then I had to wait for my results to come back in, and she did not have Turner syndrome, you guys. So I honestly just want to say that if you decide to get the Harmony test results, like, take the results with a grain of salt if something comes back abnormal, because the genetic counselor was literally like pretty much telling me that I needed to like figure out what I was gonna do, like terminate my pregnancy, it felt like. And I felt like a lot, like I just felt like they put so much stress on me, and that ended up like, I felt like the amount of stress that I was under could have harmed Charlie more than anything else that was going on. I was just a total wreck, and not a wreck because I didn't like, because of Turner syndrome. Like, no, I was a wreck because I thought I was gonna lose my daughter. Like, I was just like, we would pray, literally Wes and I would just pray, like, please just like let her make it. Like, we want to take care of her and love her. And, you know, we were just really, really freaking out. Wanted to share my story on how the Harmony test went for me, and I know a lot of other people also get false, it was basically a false positive from this test. And my maternal fetal specialist doctor told me that no woman under the age of 30 should even get this test done, unless you have like a history of genetic issues. Because it just throws you into this category, and it's not made for women under 30 pretty much. So I basically went through the amniocentesis and all of that stuff for no reason. Like, Charlie did not have it, and the amniocentesis could have caused me to miscarry. So I'm really salty about the Harmony test, and if I have another child, I will not be getting any genetic testing done, because I think that it's good in a sense that you can prepare yourself, but the amount of stress that goes on is just not worth it. And most of the time they will be able to see on a ultrasound if there is something wrong. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I hope this maybe gave you a sense of settlement. If you are getting false positives from the Harmony test, feel free to message me or comment down below if you guys have any questions, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye!